Hello, curling fans, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the BC Junior Championships live from the Comox Valley Curling Club here in beautiful Courtenay, British Columbia. John Cullen back with you again alongside former U21 men's champion Will Sutton. And Will, a great final here. Holly Halfley up against Gracelyn Richards, the two top ladies teams on the BC Junior Tour this year, doing battle for the provincial title. Is there anything better than that?
Yeah, it's great to see, like you said, John, both these teams toured lots. They're number 1 and number 2, respectively. Team Halfley has been the top team all week, going undefeated so far, but this is the first time they're meeting this week. So really a great final for us today with a trip to the Nationals on the line.
Yep, absolutely. So, we saw the men's final earlier. Both the teams in the men's final were able to get a berth in the national championships due to the fact that BC, based on past results, was given an extra spot. No such luxury for the ladies. So it will be only the winner of this game moving on to the nationals, which is a little bit more what we're used to in curling. So the winner of this game will be going to Stratford, Ontario at the end of March to represent BC and wear the colors. And for both of these teams, Will, it would be their first time getting to do that at the national stage. And so obviously lots on the line here.
Leave it high?
Exactly, John. Team Richards, they have that Canada Winter Games experience for 2 of the athletes, but for the other 2, going to a U21 national would be the first time for them playing in anything of that magnitude. And then for all 4 girls, obviously trying to become U21 champions for the first time. Team Richards, our U18 champions, that is the last time we saw them play Team Halfley. Team Halfley was the one victorious at the U18 provincials. It was a 7-3 decision. So even though Team Richards may look like the favorite maybe coming into this game, some recent success for Team Halfley when these 2 teams battled it out last time.
Yeah, so obviously Halfley were victorious there, but Richards would go on to win the entire tournament, and they're the U18 champions. So a chance to go to both the U18 and the U21 nationals in the same year. We don't see that too often, so would be a nice feather in the cap of Gracelyn Richards. As we see Natalie Halfley throwing here, we'll meet her and the rest of her team from the Kamloops Curling Club. Natalie Halfley at lead, Hannah O'Neill at second, Georgia Kapitko at third, and Holly Halfley at skip. And on the other side, we have Gracelyn Richards playing in her home club here in Comox Valley. Her third is Keely Duncan, second Grace McCusker, lead Carly Hardy. Their coach is Adam Duncan. Monica McCarr is the coach over on the Halfley side of things. And Halfley also, Will, we would be remiss not to mention their 5th player, Erin Zerfus. She actually plays on the U18 version of the Halfley team. Hannah O'Neill is too old to play U18s, and so Erin subs in, and we can see her just sitting in the background there. So a true 5-person team as they, prepared for both the U18s and the U21s.
Yeah, John, they really are. We saw Team Halfley have a great tour season, and not only that, they also had a great special U21 qualifier. And in that final game where they were defeated in the final, they had their Erin playing that game. So she often is in the lineup at the U21 age as well. And like you said, they rotate the lineup fairly regularly. This team.
So Halfley is starting with Hammer by virtue of their superior round robin record. And as you alluded to earlier, Will, it's been a great tournament for Halfley so far. They only have haven't lost yet. They went 5-0 through the round robin, and then they were victorious over Emily Bowles in the in the AB final yesterday. So they got a bye directly to today's final. And it's been quite the opposite for Gracelyn Richards. They've had to slug their way through the draw. They went 3-2 in the round robin, and then they had to beat Wong, Bushy, and Bowles last night in that semifinal just to find their way into this final. So, sometimes, Will, that can be something that is actually a positive for the team that's played more games. You think, oh, they might be a little bit tired, but sometimes you can just get on a roll and you can start feeling really comfortable with the ice, whereas your opposition maybe hasn't played as much, and it might take them a little while to find their way into the game.
Yeah, I'm excited for us. We've got 2 teams here that are both kind of on a roll, and I think you articulated it well. One team has been playing a lot, and they've won 4 in a row. One team hasn't been playing as much, but they've won 5 in a row. So what they've done with that time off is really important, and they have experience with that from the special U21 qualifier. We saw them out practicing during last night's semifinal, so they've had an opportunity to throw on the ice, and hopefully Team Halfley's done what they need to do to come out here firing in all cylinders. And like I said, it's just great. Both these teams are on a roll, and unfortunate for one of them, it'll come to an end here in the final.
Yeah, no question about it. Two excellent teams, and we say playing at maybe the height of their powers right here. So we'll see. It's been sort of a tale of 3 teams on the ladies' side all year. As you know, you make mention of that special U21 qualifier, which we saw Emily Bowles win that. Unfortunately, Hannah O'Neill racking on the guard there. So it continues to be Richards lying 2 without the hammer here. But yeah, we had Emily Bowles win the special U21 qualifier in the fall. Then we had Gracelyn Richards win the U18 in January to get the right to represent BC at the U18 Nationals, which are happening in May. And then now they're the U21 final here. So it's a matter of, are all 3 of these teams going to get a taste? Or is it going to be Gracelyn Richards who finds her name onto 2 trophies here?
Curl right now. Curl. Gotta go for line.
So nice chance here, like you said, John, without last rock to put some pressure on Team Halfley.
Hard. Whoa. Okay. The yellow. Yeah, I like the yellow. Here? I think that's all you need.
It's been a bit of a slow start for the Halfley rink, Will, but you know, they have that one counter behind the corner guard. So if they can run this yellow one back, they could actually really turn their fortunes around here as we get our first look at Georgia Kapitko.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Sorry.
Great shot.
And she makes a phenomenal run back double. Wow, Barry's behind the corner guard as well. And just like that, it's Holly Halfley lying 2 with hammer.
Little highs.
Yeah, it sets a nice tone there, and a nice shot from Team Halfley. You hit that a little too much on the high side, and you're in a whole bunch of trouble. So a really nice start there for the team from Kamloops, and going to put a little pressure on Keely Duncan here to make a draw on the first end around a corner guard without last rock.
Lovely shot here from Keely Duncan as we'll take a quick look back at this shot from Georgia Kapitko. Makes the run back double and roll.
And we see Keely there comes back with a really nice draw weight and knowledge of the ice conditions in the first end here, welding one on there. And not ideal to be going around corner guards without last rock, but when you have to do it, it's always nice to make those.
Looks there.
Yeah, really nice shot from Keely.
Fine, but hold on. No. You just needed to sit. Okay.
And just
That's
a
not
little heavy from Georgia Kapitko, so opportunity here for Gracelyn to get rid of that and lie 2, but if you're Gracelyn, you know, you're maybe a little bit worried about some of those yellow ones in the outside of the 12-foot. So have to be careful here.
Absolutely, John. This one's all about getting to the nose or a little bit on the inside of it, and
It'll go.
and eliminating a yellow.
But we got to get under the guard.
This team, Richards, they throw this turn a lot for their hits, and they're in their home club here, so expect Gracelyn to be very close on this.
So first rock here for Gracelyn Richards in the first end.
Hard. Whoa. Grace.
Would love to save the shooter here if she can.
Hard. Roll it, Grace. Roll it.
And I think that just ended up in the wrong spot for Gracelyn Richards. I think Holly Halfley is going to have a chance here to make a double and lie 3 potentially.
I don't think we go hard for it or anything. Just make sure we get.
Yeah, rolling that was clearly pretty key. As we see the dust settle there, Grayson was pretty close on that, and leaves the shot for her opponent to sit 3. So a little unfortunate for her.
Yeah, it just looked like they might have got on it a little bit of panic maybe out of her hand. Maybe she had a little bit of a snug release or something, but yeah, they just kind of overcooked it a little bit, and now a huge opportunity here for Holly Halfley.
Can I get a hair last? Yeah. Nice weight. Yep. Weights up. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Whoa. Yes, 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 yes.
Wonderful
And
shot.
how about that? Phenomenal shot from Holly Halfley. And she is now lying 3 with hammer. What a start.
Really great shot, and one of the unique things Team Halfley have going for them is, which is a little bit unique in U21 curling these days, is they all live in the same city and are able to train in the same city and spend a lot of time practicing in addition to playing in all those tour events. So while some teams are having to travel a little bit more to get together, this is a really good example of a team that know each other really well, have played together a long time, and also live in the same city.
So big draw here for Gracelyn Richards. Her final stone without hammer, facing 3 Halfley counters.
Felt good. It felt good. No. Line's good. Back 4. Well then. No bump.
Key here for Richards is she's got to get buried somewhere.
No, no, no.
At
No,
least out count
Grayson.
those 2 in the 12 foot.
Grace. No, Grace.
Really good shot.
Wonderful.
And I love that call too, Will. It's a very mature call, you know, because we'll take another look at this draw here, and or sorry, from Holly rather, the double. Nice hit. Perfect shot there. But yeah, I love this call from Gracelyn, you know, because I think some teams might think, okay, we got to play the run back. If we play the run back down the middle and stick it, we've got 1 buried. But if you miss the run back, you're giving up 4. Whereas the draw, you know, all you have to do is out count those 2 in the 12 foot, and you're never giving up more than 2. So love the thought process there from the Richards team. They make the right call, and Gracelyn executes it perfectly. And this is not an easy shot for 2 for Holly Halfley.
Exactly, John. And overall, it was a reasonably good end for Team Richards. So by closing that scoring area down, they may be able to still get a force here. And like you say, a really mature call there to play the freeze.
Little up. It's not
Sweepers
light.
think it's a little heavy.
No.
Just line.
It's a 14.
You need to be all over the 4 foot here to make this count. Maybe get a little rub. They will not. So good try from Holly Halfley. Some nice shots made by both rinks, but ultimately job done for Gracelyn Richards, holding Halfley to 1. They'll have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the U21 Women's Final live from Comox Valley Curling Club. Hello, curling fans. Welcome back. Second end coverage here of the U21 women's final. Team Halfley and Team Richards. John Cullen alongside Will Sutton. And Will, I think fair to say that that's a first end that both these teams would be happy with?
Coming down. Should sit.
I think so. So John, obviously a little bit heavy on that last draw, but overall a big shot from the Team Halfley skip on her first one, making the double, as well as the third there having a nice shot to kind of get Team Halfley out of that end when they were in a bit of trouble after Team Richards was putting some pressure on. I think a big key here, though, is going to be draw weight. We saw a draw for 2 there missed by Holly, and I think the time from Georgia on that was 14 seconds. So we really want to watch that and see which team's able to throw that kind of 15-second draw weight, bring their sweepers into the shots a bit more, and in the next few ends of this game. But we're starting to see a few more missed heavy here, and I think this is a real indicator of what I've been hearing the coaches talking about all week is the tendency is for teams to be missing a little bit on that heavy side, and it's just due to the fact there's lots of curl on this ice, but it's also quite fast, and that's a great thing, but you do need to adapt.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think we actually saw yesterday, Will, in the semifinal, Gracelyn Richards losing a little bit of confidence in her draw weight. She missed a draw to the house for a 5th point, you know, an open draw to the house, and then she seemed to prefer hitting after that, but she makes a beautiful draw in the first end, so hopefully that'll, you know, help her maybe feel a little bit better about where the ice is at this afternoon.
That was a great freeze she made in the first.
And, you know, maybe you're a good predictor here, Will. Go buy a lottery ticket or something. We've now seen 3 draws heavy in a row here.
10-5.
So opportunity here now for Grace McCusker to make a double in lie 2.
Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Hard, Carly. Come on, buddy. Hard. You got it. Keep going. Okay.
And unfortunately just runs it straight by. So Richards sitting one with hammer, but pretty easily accessible here for Halfley.
Okay. Right to the broom. Yep.
I like the name Holly Halfley. It's fun to say. Holly Halfley.
Natalie. Hard, Nat. Really gotta go. Hard, 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 hard. Okay. 9-9, Hannah, just a hair up.
Ooh, my 11s, man. Could actually be 11s. All good, I'll get it next time.
Yeah. Your line was really good, though.
So we could hear Hannah O'Neill just conversing with Holly about her hit weight there.
Close, whoa,
Wanting
clean,
to
whoa.
get a little bit closer to the
Heels,
requested weight.
Keely.
Chance here now for Grace
Hard
McCusker to
stick. Come on,
she's
drag
trying
it.
to make a hit and
Hard,
roll.
drag it, drag it, drag it. Keep going. Keep going.
Sounds like they may not be able to stick it in the
Sit.
rings even. They'd love for this to stick. They don't want to give Halfley a free draw around that center guard.
10-2.
But unfortunately,
Right
it
there.
is outside the house. So
Go behind, you got it.
opportunity knocking once again here for Georgia Kapitko.
And these are those ones where hopefully you've gone to school on what your teammates have done earlier in this end, and
Looks nice.
let's see
top
Georgia
8,
make a
top
good
4.
one here.
Line's really nice.
Top 8. Looks good.
Your line's perfect. Nat's rock only.
You're rocking it. Yep.
No, wait only, guys. Look up.
Looks nice.
Look up. You're good. Okay, Hannah's rock now. Wait only. Wait only. Let it stop.
Cleaning.
Let it stop. Let it stop. Great shot.
That's good.
Really nice, Joe. I'll give you a little more.
So you see when the rock's thrown well, it's really important that you get out to that broom, and there is a lot of curl on this ice, and it's late, so you can get by the guards with some room, and they'll break late. So a really good example there of when you throw the appropriate weight, how much the sweepers can be involved in the shot, and they could really influence that rock however they needed to make that really well.
Oh, Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Hard, Kowski. Let's go. Hard. Dig, buddy. Keep going. Peace. Okay. Good sweep, guys. 12-0. Good weight.
Unfortunate
Did that
there.
rub it
From,
going by, John?
no, I don't think so. I think it just slid by.
If you're light, you guard.
As we have Greg Halfley, Holly's dad, weighing in the chat. Will, he says that that's why they named her Holly, because it's fun to say. So, always good when you have the family support.
Greg normally runs the stream for Team Halfley when they're off on tour, so he does a great job of that. So hello to Greg there, who's anxiously watching his daughters compete, I'm sure, and enjoying every minute of it.
Hard, not really hard.
Got to get this by the guard.
Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
And that's an unfortunate miss for Georgia Kapitko, because not only does it not make the desired shot, but it actually makes this shot for Graceland easier.
You threw 12 there.
Yeah, nice chance here to roll behind the guard. And
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, yep. Hard, hard, hard. Hard all the way. Whoa, roll it, roll it, roll it. Okay. 11-1. Good weight.
so still maybe a chance here, John, to get to the nose, but pretty tough to get to the inside of this one, I think. Is Holly just looking to get as close to the nose as she can, do you think?
I would think so, yeah. You want to make your opponent's shot a little harder, and you probably don't want to roll behind the corner guard, because then it gives Graceland the chance to draw.
Exactly, yeah. I was exactly thinking the same thing. As good as that might be to make sure somebody scores this end, you might force your opponent into scoring 2 by doing that.
Nice, hair up. Whoa.
Close. Hannah. No, Natalie. Whoa.
Whoa.
Can we roll it a bit?
Would love for this to stick around, and it will, but opportunity here again for Graceland Richards to maybe make a hit and roll. Put some pressure on Holly.
10-5. Yeah. I'm gonna roll behind the corner. Let her try and run it. Yeah.
So Graceland predicting that if she rolls this behind the corner, that Holly will play the run back. It's kind of the conversation she had there with her team coming down.
Whoa, Carly. Carly. Whoa. No, Carly. Carly. Whoa. Roll it. No. Sit.
Needs it to
No.
sit down.
Great
Really
shot.
nice shot. Yep. Really nice from Graceland Richards, and almost leaves Holly with no choice but to come around the center guard here.
Yeah, I agree, John. I think Graceland thought she'd play the run, but I think you get a whole lot more out of probably playing the draw here. But both options are there, and it is a short run back, so it looks like she is defaulting to the run back here, actually.
Well, she hasn't thrown a draw yet, so I don't mind I don't mind going after it.
I don't mind the hit.
I just think you make the draw, you put pressure on Graceland to make a shot. If you miss this, she just has to draw and hit paint for 2. So obviously options both ways. It's like we talked about yesterday. It's usually whatever the skip feels most comfortable with, and Holly sees this shot, so certainly no harm in playing it.
Weight's nice.
Yep. That's hard. Whoa.
Hard.
Great
Wonderful
shot from Holly Halfley. Makes it go away and stays buried, so Gracelyn Richards will be forced to draw for one. Fantastic shot from Holly Halfley.
Okay. Just for one. Full. Get it to T.
So final stone here for Gracelyn Richards. Needs to find full 8 foot for her single point.
Little lighter than my draws. Felt lighter than my draws. Line's good. Just clean it. We're really good. Okay, whoa, 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 off.
And Gracelyn Richards makes no mistake. So 2 very nice ends played from both teams, and the score will be knotted at 1. So when we come back, it will be Halfley with her second opportunity with the hammer. You're watching the BC U21 Women's Final live on Curl BC TV and cbcsports.ca. Hello, curling fans. Welcome back to the Comox Valley Curling Club here in Courtenay, BC, and the Women's U21 Final. Team Holly Halfley against Team Gracelyn Richards. We can see people anxiously watching, maybe imbibing some adult beverages, doing some knitting, it looked like, Will. And this is what happens when we get into the provincial final. A lot of nerves on both sides and in the stands, too.
Absolutely. Nice to see all the fans and family there watching these athletes compete, and nice to see such big shots being made so far in this game. A really nice draw there from Gracelyn Richards for a point after Holly Halfley makes a great run back, showing confidence with those precision hits when it was no gimme. So well done to her for making that, and off to an entertaining start for us here.
Yeah, we've so far in this game, we've seen a few misses from both teams, but not from Gracelyn and Holly. They've been pretty dialed in. I mean, Holly missed that draw for 2 in the first end, but it was an extremely difficult draw. And so, you know, it's been, at least, you know, you always feel like if you're a skip and you've got yourself playing well, you have confidence that your team will come along with you. And it's been, you know, really solid games so far. And obviously 2 very evenly matched teams here.
Exactly, and both skips wanting to make sure that they come out strong so their teams can get settled in here for what's going to be another 8 ends of curling.
And you and I will be settled in here too, with a front row seat for all of it. And unfortunately,
like
Grace McCusker. Yeah, exactly. Seems like both teams can't quite get a handle on that turn yet. And Will, that's something we've seen on this ice all weekend long, that, you know, if you're just a little bit release sensitive, particularly positively. So when we say that, we mean, you know, when you let it go, if you sort of have an outward motion with the way you let it go, this ice is very unforgiving and the rocks are just not coming back.
Exactly, John. It's not to say this ice doesn't curl. It curls very nicely. When you throw it straight, then it reaches the break point, which is a little bit late, and then you're able to manipulate it in there. But if you have a outward motion at all, like you said, it's not going to come back. So this is almost ice where you're okay if you have a little bit of an inward motion. And so while we talk about that, it's really important that you're able to play on any types of ice conditions. And that's why we do work really hard to try to throw the rock as straight as possible. But then at the same time, we want to make sure that when we go out here to different ice conditions, that we're able to adapt to the runways and the conditions that the ice is giving us on that particular week, that particular day, that particular end, and wherever you find yourself. Yeah.
So we see Holly Halfley decide to peel the center guard. So just maybe hoping to get a blank out of this end. And even though she is sitting shot stone, kind of a similar thing to the first end, Will, where not a lot of scoring area to get a second point in there. So deciding to peel, and Grace McCusker will chase here. And so now it'll be just Halfley trying to find a double with one of her last 5 stones.
Let's throw here, or do you like here?
Important to save the shooter here. So even if you just make a hit and roll, it's pretty early in this end, and lots of ways you can score multiple points still. So no need to make the double on this one, but yeah, John, it is there for sure.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Wonderful shot.
Yeah, very nice shot from Hannah O'Neill. That was a tricky little thin double. And Will, I haven't really had a chance to say this too often. In fact, I don't think I've said it to you all weekend, but you might have to get a ticket, my friend. We might be on a one-way trip to Blanksville here.
Oh, I think you're right. I was waiting for that one. You and Saligo had that many times
yeah.
during the BC Scotties and BC Men's Championships up there in Kamloops.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Okay, you're good. 10-5.
Yeah, it's been a lot of teams, a lot of these U21 teams liking to keep rocks in play, which is great for us as commentators, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and this Halfley team really showing the back end and really showing how they can throw the big weight here to start the game. So nice to see good control of those precision weight hits.
Yep. Oh, just clean. Yep. Yep.
And sorry, that was Hannah O'Neill. She actually plays second, so right through the lineup.
Good. 9-6.
So hard to remember you have a race on.
So yeah, Will, you had talked earlier about Halfley having a win over this Richards team. They also beat them in the Golden Ears Junior Cash Final way back in October. So it's you know, it's been a pretty good year for Halfley against Richards. We'll see if they can continue that one here today. As we said, these two teams are tops on the BC Junior Women's Tour and very close. Richards was the leader in the clubhouse, as it were, with 160 tour points this year, and Halfley was right behind with 150. So obviously two evenly matched teams for sure.
You got it, John, and really BC Junior and BC U18 women's curling really is quite strong right now in terms of the number of teams. We had 8 women's teams play in 3 events or more on that BC Junior Curling Tour this year, so really saw a lot of these teams playing against each other and really fostering their development by playing against one another, whereas the boys U21 Tour was a little more limited in the number of events they were able to have this year. Our women's tour was thriving.
Yeah, it you know, it really just sort of comes from where BC women's curling has been, junior curling in the last 10 years. You know, we've seen obviously Corinne Brown, a Canadian junior champion, Sarah Daniels, a Canadian junior finalist. You know, they sort of set the path for these girls to follow. And yeah, there's really no better way of preparing yourself than competing. We always talk about that. And when you can compete against each other all the time and continue to make each other better, then you know, it's really great for the game. And I think you hit the nail on the head, Will. Just the number of great, not only U21 teams we have, but U18 teams as well. You know, just they're all still so young and so much curling ahead of them.
And when you talk about the role models for these girls, they're getting younger and younger. So Sarah Loken this year and her team having their success, losing that BC Scotties final. Sorry, Sarah was the lead on that team. But John, who was the skip? Kayla McMillan, thank you. Yeah, so that team had a great season, and they're just recently out of juniors. So I think it's really great for teams like Richards and Halfley to see people they played against so recently having so much success at the highest level of the game in BC.
10-2, really nice weight. Good. Stay straight enough on that side so we don't need to dump it.
So the teams continue to trade hits here. This will be Gracelyn Richards last, and then it'll be Holly Halfley needing to make a hit and roll out for a blank.
Oh no, Carly. All the way, buddy. Hard to stick.
You'd love to stay in the house here just to force Holly Halfley to make a shot on her last, but unfortunately Gracelyn will roll out, so Holly Halfley will just chuck this through the house and we'll set them up again for the fourth.
That spot.
Are you throwing in out?
Yeah, I'm gonna my out turn.
Grace McCusker there is the only member of Team Richards that resides in the Lower Mainland. So the other three members are on the island, and Grace lives in the Lower Mainland.
So it will be a blank. Holly Halfley chased that early in the end, and she got it. So she will have the hammer in the fourth end when we come back. You're watching the U21 BC Women's Final live on Curl BC TV. We're back and we're still knitting here, Will. It's a ferocious battle out on the ice and a ferocious clash of the needles upstairs as we watch Team Halfley and Team Richards in this U21 women's final. John Cullen alongside Will Sutton And Will, we saw maybe the first sign that this game might be a little bit more cautious than some of the games we've seen so far in this provincial, as Holly Halfley was clearly seeking out the blank in that last end and was able to secure it.
Absolutely, John, and we now saw a draw come a little bit heavy there and through the rings. So chance for Team Halfley to bury one here. Or apologies, throw the split. Apologies.
No, you don't need to do that. Get the roll, Joe. Other side.
Okay, Nat. It's a little quicker on this side. Top 8's fine here. Line's good. Okay, all you. Line is really good. Switch.
Heelys. Get it there, guys.
All you. All you. Line's really good. Yep, you really gotta go. Hard.
Hard heels.
Everything you got.
Hard. Line's
Kelly.
really good.
Come on. Over, buddy. Over. Good. Good speed. 15-4. Really nice, Grace.
So
I
15-4,
like that, yeah.
that number you're hearing is the hog-to-hog
Here?
time. And as you see, it kind of goes to
I
the
hear.
top of the button there. So
I missed, we just
15
good
to 15 and a half is the draw weight on this ice with lots of curl, as you just saw there. So it's a really nice, fast ice. But that's been the adaptation I've heard from the coaches that some of the teams have been struggling with a little bit this week, is that is faster than maybe they're used to at their clubs. And the teams that are able to adapt to that the quickest each game are likely going to be the ones who are successful. And but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out here in the final.
Nice try.
Yeah, really, you know, we talk about that a lot in curling, and especially when you're playing on club ice. Obviously, as you indicated earlier, Gord Tuano and his whole ice-making crew here have done a phenomenal job, but, you know, club ice can always be unpredictable. There's just, you know, it's just the nature of the beast. It's not like the arena ice that you'll see at the slams and the Briar and the
Line's really
Scotties,
good.
and so it is every draw, there is that kind of adjustment period.
Switch. No, line's good, sorry. Keeley's. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right here. Carly's, guys. Hard. Hard, you really gotta go. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, really good. Sweet.
Really nice pair from Grace McCusker here to
Other turn though, hey?
put some pressure on the Halfley second
weight.
here, Georgia, or Hannah, sorry.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Hard. Okay, roll it. Okay, nice try, Hannah.
So another one run by, and Gracelyn Richards will be all too happy to put this guard back up in front.
Okay, switch. No. It's Carly's rock all the way. Okay. Stay close.
High three.
Line's really good. Finish. Carly. Hard! Hard! Gotta go! Hard. Whoa. Good, really good. Okay, we gotta get this one. 16-4. Right here.
So another run back attempt here for Holly Halfley. We'll see if Georgia Kapitko can get the job done.
8-5.
Nat.
Little up.
Hannah! Yep. That's better.
That is better, indeed. Yep, gets that rock off the button. but it does leave that
Just
yellow
half
out
the
in front of the
yellow?
house. So still a great chance here. Gracelyn Richards setting up for a steal. So we see there that blue is fully buried behind that yellow, and
Do we ever come tight?
those blues are starting to stack up here, Will.
She's got.
Yeah, looks to me like
I don't even mind
guarding
that.
that
Them with 4-3
yellow
line.
center guard would be
Yeah.
fairly
Center
smart
guard,
thing right now. It's pretty likely that she's going to try to run that one right back in
left.
there. So I like the call here to guard it up. I think it's a one zone they've asked for, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, to me, I think you got to guard a part of the hole. Because I think if you
No,
just
then
straight up
no,
guard the
no,
yellow
no.
in front, there's an
No, we look
opportunity for
really
Halfley
heavy.
to hit that blue in the back and be shot.
Leave it, leave it, leave it.
So
No.
I think if you're guarding, you
Okay,
got to
leave
get
it,
at
it's
least a
gotta
piece
sit.
of this
Yep,
hole.
Grace. Yep. Hard. Little roll. Oh, whoa. Sit.
That's pretty good.
Okay, good.
Really nice shot.
I did not.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a really
this.
good spot for that.
Or do you want to hit it?
Go over something in the house now.
And I think you're right, John. You're kind of forcing Team Halfley into playing this
Okay.
back one, but I think that's
Yeah,
reasonably
then
good
I'll move them
outcome
out of
if you can kind of get them. Didn't work. They're going to go up and smartly peel here, but you could got them to maybe avoid this. That would have been a pretty smart play by Team Richards. But like the call here from Team Halfley to bail, try to open things up.
Yep. Whoa. That's better.
Nice shot.
Really good shot from Georgia Kapitko. Great pair, as a matter of fact. And so the situation a lot better than it was. Now you can envision a scenario where Halfley scores, which you may not have been able to say a couple rocks ago.
Since she can't play.
And
that.
a little lesson here for everyone is that rock there. It's tempting to guard it, but it is behind the tee line. So you hate to put this in a place that actually gives your opponent an opposition to create offense against you. Because right now, if you didn't throw, you're looking pretty good for the force
I don't want
to one. So I think it's really important here that this rock
Actually, a little less.
not create a chance for Team Halfley to maybe create a little offense by freezing on the back one here, but we'll see what happens.
So first shot here for Gracelyn Richards. Here in the fourth,
That's
game
a lot
tied
less
at 1.
draws. Yeah, you gotta go. Lines really good. Justin. Grace, you gotta go. Hard, Grace. Hard. Keely, hard. Hard. Drag it over. Keep going. Sweet.
So that's one that all of a sudden gives your opponent a couple of options now. Now they can just play the straight draw around the center guard, and they can, or maybe play a freeze. Not sure I loved the call, John. Obviously, she wasn't trying to throw a center guard there, but there just wasn't a tremendous amount of tolerance to that call, in my opinion.
And also just not a lot of great options. Like the blue that you have in the back four is not really a steel rock. So you're guarding a rock that's probably not going to get you a steal anyway. So yeah, I think that's something they'll likely talk about after this game. It's, you and I have been talking about that all weekend. It's sort of what you talk about with your coaches is, your expectations for the end and how you want to manage the end. And I think, yeah, they'll take a look back and go, yeah, maybe we didn't need to be guarding a rock that likely wasn't going to be a steal point anyway. And opportunity here for Holly Halfley. If she can make a freeze here,
Look there.
might be able to sneak out a little skips too.
Read only, guys. Look up. Yep. Yes.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard net. Hard.
So not a bad little plan B there, as that rolls to corner frozen.
We really want to pressure. We go here.
A little observation with this Halfley team is they either seem to be off or on every shot, and And in between that, we talk about cleaning a lot. And I really think it's important that, sorry, might be a replay coming up here. Really think it's important that we keep those rocks clean when we're close in between the off and on, John. And we'll see how it goes throughout the game here. But just a quick observation, the first couple ends.
So big shot here for Gracelyn Richards. Wants to make sure that she gets this in here either to lie to or at least cover up her current rock.
Sit. Full. No, 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 sit. Right off it, right off it. Sit. Sit.
And again, I think if you're
How much really
Gracelyn
safer
Richards,
down there?
a pretty good opportunity there, Will, to put the pressure on Team Halfley. You draw that one into the top 4, and you're probably stealing. So again, you're just sort of guarding a rock in the back 4. You're not likely to steal at any point, and this is actually going to open up a potential 2 for Holly Halfley. So
I can throw this.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward draw and be a pound heavy and tap it back for 2, John. So they're looking at hack weight, but obviously anything from back 12 to hack should be able to do it. And the less weight you throw, the more room for error you have in terms of how much ice you can take.
I think that's good. I'd like just drawing and throwing.
Do you like that, Ben?
Because if we throw a tap, she might overthrow it.
Not for back line, no.
Like the comment there from whichever front end player made that, but they
Let's
like
do
to
a hair
draw
last one.
and let it be a
Please.
tap, but not call a tap
Okay.
because the tendency will be to be a bit heavy that
wait,
way. So
You're just thinking back line.
Do you want to just draw and like sweep for tap?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Like
then.
I said, like we can just throw for that. She wanted to throw hack, and so I.
Well, what do you think down here? Because you can't see any of it. So.
Why don't we just throw for the draw, sweep for the tap?
Just because
We're
it's
gonna
gonna
need a-
dive, so take even more.
No, that's good.
Is that enough, Paul?
I think it is. We'll be right on it.
Yeah. Really watch the dive.
It's not there though. I think
Yeah.
it'll be close.
So good conversation with the front end, and they're just going to make sure they're there for their 1, and the sweepers may
Wait,
be
what's
able to
nice?
sweep it
Bit
into
down.
a tap for
Bit
2.
up, sorry, bit up.
Final
Bit
stone here
up.
for Holly
Whoa.
Halfley in the 4th.
No. Wait there. Stay close. Yep. Whoa. Hannah. Hard.
This is tap weight, so you got to make sure you're on that blue. Do they move the blue far enough? They do.
Wonderful
What a
shot.
fantastic shot from Holly Halfley. Talk about touch.
Nice sweep.
nice team shot there, John.
Yeah, great team shot, fantastic sweep, and a fantastic deuce for Team Halfley. So they'll take a 3-1 lead into the 5th. Gracelyn Richards will have the hammer when we come back. Hello, curling fans, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the U21 Women's Final. Holly Halfley against Gracelyn Richards, and John Cullen alongside Will Sutton. And Will, we saw a really nice end there played by Holly Halfley. They preached patience all end and finished it off with a phenomenal shot from Holly Halfley to get there too.
Absolutely, a great shot for the two, and another a little light for Sister Natalie on her first guard of the end, but comes up with a nice draw there, and all of a sudden here it's setting up for a lot of Roxon play in the fifth, John.
Yeah, certainly we got some Roxon play that end, and it ended up working out to Halfley's favor. So we'll see if Gracelyn can do the same here. And as we said, Will, just maybe a little case of last end Gracelyn getting a little bit too married to guarding that rock in the back four. You know, usually when we talk about guarding rocks, we think about, guarding rocks that are in the 4 foot above the tee line, and it ended up hurting them a little bit. So hopefully that's just something that they can learn from and, take into even later in this game, where they, maybe not be afraid to be the aggressor a little bit.
Exactly, John, and I think it's important to realize, yeah, it wasn't mission critical there where a timeout was necessarily going to be called, but yeah, that's one of those moments where after the game, post event, it's a real good learning chance to. I think when Brian came out earlier today in that boys final, it's really important to know what's the goal this end, and that end, based on where those rocks were positioned, a steal wasn't all that likely. And so, like you say, playing in the rings there may have all of a sudden turned that end into a steal. And I think it'll be a learning opportunity for Team Richards post-event when they do their debrief with Coach Adam.
Absolutely. But, again, not the end of the world, only giving up 2, and they've played very well so far. So still lots of game left here, and they're looking set up very nicely here in the start of this fifth end.
Yeah. I like this.
As we said earlier, the winner of this game will move on to play at the U21 Nationals at the end of March in Stratford, Ontario. They'll be joining Team Dean and Team Fenton from BC there.
Line's good.
Held it.
Hard, curl, 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 curl. Curl. Right to it, right to it.
Real nice.
15-5. Hair back, but throw for there.
Oh yeah, I'm not throwing tap weight on this.
So nice shot, and the call here is to just freeze into the pocket there. And the nice thing, if you don't tap it right now, is your yellow rock will be a couple rocks away from ever going anywhere.
Line.
So good opportunity here for Hannah to draw one in there.
Hey, wait, only. Whoa, look up.
Look up, girls.
Look up.
Sometimes it takes 3 lookups, John, before you do, but you do look ups.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta listen for me, guys. I needed it for line there. Just gotta watch.
10-5. Okay.
So good job there here by Team Halfley just to address that what needs to happen going forward. So good communication, even though the communication wasn't great there. Looks like they're addressing it to build on the next shot.
Decent shot there. Kind of a little messy 4 foot here in the fifth end. You accurately predicting there might be some more rocks in play here, Will?
No.
Those high center guards, when they get thrown, and then the next one was a tight center for the team without last rock. It just sort of sets up for there to be a number of rocks in play unless the peel happened early.
Do you ever like this though? we would be sitting 2 or 1. Okay.
I like that.
You like that better?
For a little bit.
Okay.
You got it, Joe. Hair down.
Whoa.
Clean them.
Natalie.
Yep.
Hard, Nat.
Hard, Nat, hard.
Good. That works.
Nice shot there from Georgia Kapitko. So it is Halfley lying 1 without hammer here. But a few blues hanging around here, Will.
Yeah, safe to play the hit there. It leaves no double, but absolutely a little bit of nervous times for Team Halfley, I think, without last stone here.
Oh,
10, 5, 11.
No, 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 no. Grace. All the way. All the way. Come on, Grace. Get a piece. Big girl. Okay.
It's actually not a bad result for
I don't think
Keely
that's
Duncan
fair.
there.
Good 11.
Obviously not exactly what they wanted, but moves that Halfley stone into the back 4, and they're sitting shot stone, so it's not horrible.
No, it looks reasonably good to me.
Not necessarily. We have to get to this side.
We can get to that side.
Do you want this or do you like this? Okay. Just it
So
rolls
from this
off.
angle, John,
Yeah. Okay. I
looks
that.
like it'll touch that yellow, but it won't jam. It should be able to lose both blues here, eh?
Yes, maybe. I mean, it might catch that yellow on the way by. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
guess
it
we're
all
about to
depends on
find
where
out.
you hit it. Gonna have to come pretty close to the guard here to make this one.
Well, they didn't want to do that, that's for sure. Unfortunate miss there from Georgia Kapitko. So now it's, ooh, those blues starting to stack up in there, Will.
Yeah, your weight would have been perfect.
We play here, they're getting rid of. Don't want to bump it too far and they freeze on us. We could just play here. Yeah, I like this. Just top button.
So with 3 rocks to come here, John, I like this call not to throw too much weight and playing a softer weight shot here, setting up for something a little bit later, and
All
still
you.
trying to lie 2
You
right
gotta
now
go, it's
though,
all
and
you.
put some good pressure on Team Halfley.
Anything you got. Hard, all you got. Hard, get it. Come on, guys, get it.
So just a little short there.
I think so.
And Team Halfley should have the same shot here.
To make sure it bounces off.
I was going to say, I do think that blue is going back on that yellow, Will, so I think they got to throw enough weight to make sure it clears the rings.
Exactly, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, right there.
I like a good 9.
As long as we knows that I think it goes, both of them.
You still move things around, see what happens.
It looks a little less from this angle than it does from the overhead, but on the overhead it clearly looked like it would touch that one going by.
9-5?
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa! Whoa!
It's moving.
And that dead jams. So, yeah, I think Halfley would have had to throw an absolute screamer there to get that blue one out of the back of the house. So, It is Richards lying one with hammer.
Don't worry. Then she can't play that.
The trouble for Richards right now is by guarding the tap, you may leave a freeze. So Graceland's smartly going to draw right in there right now and try and lie 2 on this one.
All right, just here.
Yeah, I think if she can face freeze, it's going to be pretty difficult for Halfley to not give up 2 here.
Get it? So she's
Yeah, I think she'll
she's
have to
raising yellow onto our, this row.
Razor yellow in there as
Okay, top 4.
Graceland's
Speed's the same
explaining.
here. Okay.
It felt really good. Felt really good. Line's good. Grace's rock. Straight. Whoa, line's good, line's good. Yes! Hard! Full 4. Easy.
Great shot there from Graceland Richards, and she's lying 2 with
I
hammer.
don't know how much we can see of it. Or we could try
I think
this.
it over curled a hair. Good sweep, guys.
I don't think that's coming over anyways. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you got a little less than half.
I don't know how much we can see.
You
Probably
got
half.
less than half of that yellow.
Huh?
Less than half.
I like there. It'll stay straight, so no jumping.
So looking to just stick it right there, and Team Richards will be sitting 1 after this, but the scoring area will be greatly reduced.
Yeah, less than half for sure.
For that second point.
Can I get a hair more? Yeah.
You got a hole.
Yeah, I don't know if Holly Halfley can get rid of both of these blues.
It's nice.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Yes! Yes!
And indeed she cannot, so nice shot from Holly Halfley, but Graceland Richards will just have to make the same draw again, and it will be a tie game.
At least we got one of them out of it.
To get the double?
Yeah, for the exact same. Yeah. Gotta be full 4. Yeah.
So final stone, Graceland Richards here in the 5th.
Straight. Line's good. All you. Not curling yet.
I gotta go bit.
Needs a piece of the button here.
Guys, line's good. Easy.
Sweepers like it. Looks like it might need a little piece of that back blue.
Sit.
Can't
Sit.
afford to roll
Sit.
too far. Oh my goodness, we might have to get a measurement here. It's 1 for sure. And we are indeed gonna get a measure. Just maybe that 1 foot too heavy from Graceland Richards, but it's very close. So
Dang.
we'll stay right here.
It felt like the same.
I think it is, Joe.
What do you think, Will? To me, it looks like yellow.
It like just kept going.
I agree, John. It does look like yellow to me. Umpire.
Our
here
cameras
will-
are not perfect though, so we should give ourselves, you know, a little cushion here.
I needed to hit it thinner than for what I wanted to do.
We'll let the umpire get to the bottom of it here.
So we'll see the indication from the umpire. Oh, this might be a two-twister. No, it is blue. So the Rock does stop in time. A great fifth end from Gracelyn Richards. We'll see them tie this game up at 3. We're going to take a 4-minute break here, and we'll be back with the second half of this U21 women's final. You're watching live on Curl BC TV. Hello, curling fans. Welcome back to continuing coverage of the U21 BC Women's Final live from the Comox Valley Curling Club. John Cullen alongside Will Sutton. And Will, it's been a very tightly contested game so far. Both skips look on their game. It's 3-3, so we're exactly where we started. Tie game, Halfley with Hammer. What do you think is going to be the key for either one of these teams to pull ahead here in the second half of the game?
I think for both teams, draw weight will continue to be the key. So for the front ends and the thirds, it's going to be putting those rocks above the tee line early on here, and then for Graceland and for Holly, it's a matter to keep doing what they're both doing today. And just as you said it, both skips came to play, and I look forward to seeing if they can both continue to play in the second half of this game.
Yeah, hard jump. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be a great second half of the game, and obviously both teams playing really well, and we'll see which one can come out on top and become the BC champion. And speaking of some champions, we want to shout out some local sponsors here, Will. It's been obviously a labor of love to put this event together. Originally scheduled for January, had to be delayed here to February, and couldn't do it without the sponsors here on the ground. You can see all of their logos on the screen. Make sure you support them, especially if you live in the Comox Courtney area. A lot of great local companies there helping these ladies and also the junior men as well get this event going. So it's a labor of love for everyone involved. And you talked earlier, Will, about how it takes a village, and that's certainly no exception even at the junior levels of the game as well.
Absolutely. Hats off to the host committee, all the volunteers, the event manager, the chief umpire and their team. Everybody there on site's done a great job leading up to the event through all the pivots, and during the event here put on a really great show for the athletes and their families.
Whoa. Go, guys. It's not
Where'd you
moving at all.
Can I go?
Well, it's not going to get behind Steve, or behind guard.
Yeah, well, I want it
It
in.
might have just stayed out a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't come up.
I think half. Want to throw like 10-5? Okay. Whoa, no. No, Keels. Come on, buddy, hard. Come on, Keels. Drag it. Hard. Good. That came over, oh my God. Nice throw.
Great shot there, and it is now Richards
10-10. Yeah.
flying three without Hammer here.
Okay.
That's good. Line's good. Okay, it's Nat's rock.
Look up.
Nat's rock. It's not moving, guys. Okay, Nat, you gotta go. Natalie, you gotta go. Hard, Nat, hard. Hard all the way, Nat, hard. Hard, push. Okay, Hannah. Yeah. If you get the guard, that's fine.
Good job by Team Halfley of they threw this corner guard at the start of the end, and they're ensuring they use it even though we're getting a little bit later into the rocks of this end. Really nice job, and Team Richards is going to try to go after it here.
Yeah, I agree, Will. We've actually seen this happen quite a bit in this U21 championship for whatever reason. We see teams get these corner guards up and then they don't find a way to use them. And obviously that happens at the men's and ladies level of the game too, but I think, you want to make sure that if you are putting the corner guard up, you find a way to use it. And so I agree with you. Really good from Halfley, although also a great shot from Grace McCusker, and now it's Team Richards lying three in the forefoot here.
Every good plan has their bail point, John.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Try hard. No. Yeah. Your weight was nice. Tight 3.
So we've talked about it a lot this week, and anytime your opposition has a miss or a 0, you want to make them pay for that. And this is a chance to put a guard on this rock, and halfway through this end, really put some pressure on Georgia to have to make a run back, which she's been up to the task of all game. So I hope to see this guard made and a run back thrown.
We're to it. Just a little bit higher.
Mine's good. Close. No, sit.
No, you're good.
Really nice skills. 16-9. Yeah. Turn. Yeah. Yep. Yes!
So Georgia Kapitko will run that one by, and it continues to be Team Richards sitting 4 without Hammer here.
Yeah, good news is rolls the shooter out too. So, but you're right, John. With a well-placed guard here, there'll be a lot of pressure on Georgia to make contact with her next one, or will be a likely steal this end for Team Richards.
Okay, lines. You got more room.
Careless.
Switch.
High 3.
3.
Hard, you gotta move it.
Yeah, hard, Carly.
2, 3, or 3.
Girl,
You gotta go.
Hard. Come on, Carly.
You gotta move it.
Hard. Hard. Drag it. You gotta go. Every inch. Hard. Come on, Carly. Push. Okay. Good sweep, guys.
Great sweeping from Carly Hardy there. A nice angle of attack, and doing everything she can there to get that one towards the center line. So nice shot and well swept from the lead.
And we're going to see a timeout here called from behind the glass by Monica McCarr. And again, I will specify she's not allowed to call the timeout, but she can signal to the team that she wants them to call a timeout. So they were going to peel the guard again, or at least try a run back. And I'm guessing Monica's going to come out and tell them that maybe they need to come around and tap that red one off the front of the button. Or sorry, blue one off the front of the button. Would be my guess.
And John, she'll have a point if that is the point. I mean, that guard wasn't made perfectly, but the peel is still a reasonable call. Try to run it in there and open things up that way. So we'll see where the team gets to.
Yeah, I think we can back line.
Do you want to just tap this one at an angle or tap and move them?
No, I just sit right there. I think we try to sit.
Right. How much weight do you think?
No, it's just back line.
Back 8.
Oh, back 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, meaning we can break. Yeah.
Okay. I think this will do for ice, hey, Joe? Because it hasn't been moving as much. Okay.
So interesting timeout. They received the information from the coach. They're going to pivot. They're going to play the tap back here. And the nice thing about this call is you're going to have 3 opposition stones behind the tee line, and your rock sitting right there in the 4-foot. So while you might not be shot rock after this, it's a nice setup shot. But definitely the peel was more of a defensive call. But this is just defending with offense, I guess, John, and not the wrong call at all.
Yeah, I think Monica makes a few good points. First of all, the guard wasn't perfectly made by Keely Duncan, so you actually have a chance to get in there and get at this stone. So that's number 1. Number 2 is if you're Georgia Kapitko and you do the same thing again and you just peel that rock off the center, you're running out of time, right? Richards can keep putting the pressure on you, and you may have no way of ever getting in there. So I like this call, and it's looking really good so far here from Georgia.
Okay, that's good.
And yeah, that's a very good spot for that one. And so now it's Richards only sitting 1 here.
She's not in the white. Yeah, we're 1.
1 or 2, John. It might be close.
Yeah, Richards just said they think they're only 1, so I'll trust them. They're standing right over top of it.
14-2 then.
Fair enough.
Yeah, everything was.
Yeah.
we probably could've taken
I'd rather be like here. Just here.
So the story of this end has been guards for Team Richards, and they continue to get to throw them, and that's always nice for when you're throwing guards. And so Keeley was able to do that with her too, and now Grayson will be throwing a guard with her first here.
No, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're a skip and you don't have the hammer and you're throwing guards, you're always feeling good about that. So we'll see if Graceland can get this one in the right spot. This is her first here in the 6th.
That felt like line's good. Switch. Got it.
2, 2, high 3, 2, 2.
And I don't know if there's a hole there, Will. There might be.
It looks like there'd be a hole. There's almost a rock on the right side of that center line, and a couple inches on the left side. So
hack.
looks like a pretty reasonable hole to me.
You can get through there.
Yeah, it's just making sure that you're able to get to the face of it, I think, is the thing here. Certainly there's room to get through there. You just have to make sure you miss more on the closer to the center guard than the corner guard, as it were.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Chance here for Holly Halfley. The timeout might have paid off if they can navigate this port and get themselves in a scoring position.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
And that's a lovely
nice.
shot from Holly Halfley. Some great touch.
What does she have?
And it is Halfley lying 1 with the hammer, though we might see Graceland just guard here again.
Now what does she have?
And just try to force Halfley to 1.
Scare the bejesus out of me. Little, no, I'll throw it regular.
So we get a nice look there, just getting by that center guard. I think she threw a little bit more weight than she wanted to, so I think maybe that's what she was talking about with Georgia Kapitko there, that she got a little scared that it wasn't maybe going to curl up, but great shot.
Very nice shot, and even if this guard is made, John, will there still be an outturn draw for 2?
There might be. We'll have to take a look. I don't think there's an easy
Way
shot
better.
for 2, no matter what, as long as Graceland can guard this. So
Tight, tight.
Holy Grace. Hi, Car. Holy, whoa. Curl it, go, go.
well, it does make the port a little bit smaller.
I just didn't move.
Similar shot.
I just don't know.
It
It's
came
risky
over,
here,
like-
coming through the port with the same weight, I think. But I'm not sure. Yeah, they're just going to hit the outturn draw here, Will. And yeah, I think there is enough room there to get this in, but it won't be easy.
Yeah, and that hole is definitely a little snugger than it was before, so
Need to get our
I
two.
can see why this would
No, yeah, for
be
sure.
the call here.
Just get the 2. You got it, Hall.
15-ish.
15.
So if you're watching this at home, you're actually, and you're cheering for Hefeli, you're actually going to want her to be closer to that yellow guard than the blue guard. If she just gets by the blue guard, it will not get in there for shot stone. So keep an eye on that as it's coming down the sheet. Chance for 2, but it's not easy here for Holly Halfley in the 6th
Fair,
end. Final stone.
Go early. Whoa, whoa.
Weight's nice.
Go
Hair
early,
down.
middle up.
T, top 4. Yes, hard.
Yeah.
Needs it for weight. Hard, Nat. Hard. Get it there.
So she does get by this center guard with a bit of room. Can they get it by the
Hard.
top yellow?
Go, go, go.
They will. What a shot from Holly Halfley. A great sweep from Natalie Halfley and Hannah O'Neill. And they will get their 2 back on the board. So 5-3, Halfley with the lead. Gracelyn Richards will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the women's U21 final live on Curl BC TV. Welcome back to beautiful Courtenay, BC, home of the Comox Valley Curling Club. A nice look at the cheering section upstairs here as everybody's starting to just get that little bit more nervous as we're now well into the back half of the game. John Cullen alongside Will Sutton, and Will, a couple great shots from Holly Halfley here in the 6th. Sees her with a 2-point lead.
Absolutely, and it started with a nice timeout and a nice execution by Georgia Kapitko with her last to set that up. A little bit of a missed guard by Gracelyn, and 2 great shots, like you said, by Holly Halfley to get that deuce, a skip's deuce as we put it, but started by a nice shot made by the third there. So well done to them.
10,
Heels.
10. Hard, Kira.
Okay. 6.
Right here.
Yeah.
I like coming this way.
Now, if I'm Team Richards, I'm with the hit and roll out there. Another option, trailing by 2 in that point, John, would have maybe been to put up a corner guard or go around this center guard, being that you may want a little bit of offense in the 7th end. That Halfley Stone wasn't necessarily in a threatening place, but maybe the goal here is to blank and score in 8.
Yeah, you need to go hard, Joe.
Not sure.
Hard, go hard.
Yeah, I would guess that's the plan. Usually when you see the team without hammer throw a center guard and the other team is drawing to the wing, it's because they want to try to blank the end. So I'm guessing that's something Richards talked about. That was part of their game plan, that they'd like to have the hammer in 8 so that they have 2 hammers to 1 over Halfley. And, you know, we saw that pay off for Connor Dean earlier today, and it's certainly you know, the way that a lot of teams try to manage the scoreboard now. So wouldn't be surprised if that's what Gracelyn Richards was after.
Carly.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Just here.
So chance here for Hannah O'Neill to try and roll underneath this center guard.
Go. Georgia, Georgia. Hard, Joe. Hard for peace. Hard. Clip it enough. Okay, that's good, Hannah.
And a nice sweep there from Georgia Kapitko to get that one over. And interesting here, if Gracelyn Richards wanted the blank, she could have it by peeling that center guard. So I guess maybe that wasn't the strategy, and they just thought that drawing the wing was their best way to score two, Will.
Well, no, it was actually that she hit the rock out on the wing that surprised
hit.
me.
Sorry.
Yeah,
gotcha.
she played a hit out there on the wing, and I just didn't see it as being in a threatening spot. But in any case, chance here to go around the center guard, and I think we see the right call here. You're trailing by 2, and there's still a lot of curling to play. So it's smart to try to score 2 in the 7th end, and while it's great to maybe blank this end and have that 2 hammers to 1, I think based on the scoreboard, you need to go around this center guard, and I like the call here to go around it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought they were drawing to the wing. That's what happens when you're the commentator and you come back from break and you're trying to say all the things, and you know, it's like the curling is happening, but your mind is doing something different. So thank you for backing me up there, partner.
Nice. Hannah.
No problem.
Hannah.
It's gonna come back.
Hard, Hannah. All the way, Hannah. You got this. Hard. You got this, Hannah. Hard, Hannah. Keep going. All the way. You got this. Hard roll. That's good.
So Hannah O'Neill returning the favor to Georgia Kapitko there and carving that rock over. But I think there will be enough that Keely Duncan can see it and maybe get rolled a piece buried here.
Little big. Hack, hack. Coming off. Hack, hack. Solid hack. Hard try, you really got in the middle.
Okay. Right under.
Hanging on that side.
So both teams struggling a bit
Yeah,
with that hit
it's
in
not
that,
been curling a whole
spot. Not getting the curl they're hoping for or expecting.
Nice. Wait only. Okay.
Top 4.
Yeah, Hannah Stone. Wait only. Whoa.
Cleaning.
No. Never back. Never back. Never back, guys.
Shouldn't be.
Whoa, it is.
It is.
14-6.
That's fine.
Okay. All good. That's fine.
So a little deep there from Georgia Kapitko, and
Mine was perfect.
that opens the door for Gracelyn Richards.
6.
Steal would have started to potentially be in play if that one was above the tee line. But opportunity now here for Keely Duncan.
Back 4.
No, we're not on it yet. Not on it yet. No. No, we're not.
Don't want to chip off here.
4-3.
And unfortunately they do, so it's Richards sitting 1, but not in a great spot here, Will.
No, yeah, you're right, John. That's the good news, though, is they are going to force Team Halfley to hit this. So Gracelyn should have a chance to throw around the center guard, make a nice draw there, and potentially score 2 that route. But
I like the roll away.
but nice chance here for Team Halfley to sit 3 and definitely ensure a point's going to be scored this end. Just a matter of who scores and how many.
Yeah, I think if you're Team Halfley, you're thrilled to force Richards to 1 here. You have the hammer in the 8th end, and you're up by 1, so.
Yep. Yeah. Hard.
Would love to roll away here with Holly Halfley. Don't want to leave a pocket. And she makes no mistakes. So nice shot there. So it's going to be up to Gracelyn Richards to try and make this draw again.
And John, obviously, goal number one here is to get shot rock, but the more you draw the button here or the back of the forefoot, the less scoring area you're going to have for your next shot. So if this rock can just be half in the top of the forefoot, I think that would be ideal. But if it comes any deeper than that, you'll probably see Team Halfley throw a freeze and really shrink that scoring area down. But objective number one is just to get shot rock. And
Whoa, no, no. I added a lot. Line's really good. Harley is.
Wait's
Line's
there.
good.
Wait's there.
Got to make sure you're there for shot.
There.
Have to be there for shot. And they are not. So now all of a sudden this has turned into a potential steal opportunity for Holly Halfley.
I thought I gave but right here. Like we gotta be right there. Okay. I like the same turn though.
It's interesting, Will. We've seen a lot of the shots in that area be heavy. So I wonder if Gracelyn just maybe let that get into her head a little bit. Saw a bunch of draws slip deep, and then she comes up light.
yeah, that was really interesting because the sweepers seemed to know it was light right out of her hand, and they wanted to sweep it. So they were even trying to affect it a little bit, and were called off. So really interesting moment there.
So opportunity really knocking here for Holly Halfley. If she could get this into that button area, it's going to be very difficult for Gracelyn Richards to score.
Higher definitely. Don't sweep if it's heavy. I'll throw to you guys.
So final stone here for Holly Halfley in the 7th.
Or tight.
Or tight. Tight. Line, whoa, line's good, guys.
Hannah O'Neill and Natalie Halfley trying to get it there. Got to get it by this blue one. And I don't think they get there for second shot.
But
So maybe it's just that turn.
Great.
Yeah, placement's in a really good spot. Not going to be easy for Gracelyn to get in there.
Nice sweeping there by Hannah to make sure that rock didn't overcurl.
Okay. It's not really curling here.
Or it did overcurl a little, but to ensure they
More.
job number one was done, the guard was made. Force the tap here.
Close. They would have been able to get it. Okay. Yeah. Less ice. Yeah.
So final stone here for Gracelyn Richards. Needs to find half of the forefoot.
No line, no. Carly.
This has been the straighter side of the sheet all game, so this has been the tendency, if you will, for both teams to be trying to make it curl on this side.
Looked like she was trying the tap there, but does not make it. And so a big steal of one for Holly Halfley. She's going to take a 3-point lead into the 8th end. You're watching the U21 BC Women's Final live on cbcsports.ca and Curl BC TV. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the beautiful Comox Valley Curling Club, the U21 Women's Final. Team Halfley against Team Richards. John Cullen alongside Will Sutton on the call, and Will, the game might be getting away from the hometown team of Richards here a little bit, as Halfley's put together a very nice second half of the game so far, and they lead 6-3.
Absolutely, John, and both rocks here well placed by the Team Halfley lead to kick things off. It looks like they're going to try to keep things a little more defensive this end with the 3-point lead. And and Team Richards electing to only throw the one corner guard and go right around here. Another option when trailing by 3 points would be to throw that second corner guard and really make use of that free guard zone. Nonetheless, playing around the corner guard here.
Okay, I got a good time. Yeah, go, go, go. Yep, both you. Yep.
Yeah, if you're Richards, you certainly need to score a multiple here.
Keep going, keep going.
Scoring one is not good enough, so you're right, Will. Sometimes in this situation, you see teams get a little bit more aggressive, but I don't mind it either from Richards going right around that corner, making use of it like we talked about earlier. And I like this call from Halfley too. They can't peel that corner guard, so they're just going to try and freeze this blue rock and choke off that path.
Sometimes what you see teams do if those after the team with hammers thrown two to the wings like this is actually putting the third rock in front of those two yellows that were just thrown, and forcing Team Richards, even though they're trailing, to have to deal with three rocks. I like this call too, John, based on those two yellow rocks maybe not being in ideal spots, and what a great outcome there to make the hit and the roll.
That's really good.
Yeah, really nice from Hannah O'Neill. Yeah, it would have been truly perfect if that blue one maybe didn't stick around the rings at the back, but yeah, still a great shot from Hannah. Forces a chase here from Grace McCusker.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Hard. Holy. Okay, whoa. Whoa. Sit. Okay, good. I was just quiet.
Nice shot, but didn't quite get behind the corner guard.
Let's do that.
So Halfley electing to hit this blue.
Smart call here. There was some discussion at the other end about playing a guard, but this is all about the scoreboard here, and a 3-point lead and two yellows in a pretty good spot here. Just make a hit and stick here, maybe a little roll.
No!
Yeah, I think you hit here all day up 3. I like the call.
And great shot there from Hannah. Had a little bit of struggle for Hannah today on a couple of her hits, but no question there, that was a beauty.
Yeah, great shot.
Chance here to make a couple go away and maybe get a roll though, so
Clean. Yep.
not out of the woods yet for Team Halfley.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Sit. Okay, normal.
Nice shot there, but unfortunately for Grace McCusker, just rolls out into the open, so Georgia Kapitko will chase it. And nice shot there. The one thing that rollout did allow, though, is access now to these two yellows on the button. So it looks like
tight. Yeah, line's tight. Yeah.
Team Richards electing to ignore the rocks on the button and come around the corner guard here with Keely Duncan's first.
And I think this just speaks to the score, John. They're trailing by 3, willing to take a little more risk. And
Grace. Yeah. Hard. Hard. Well.
Really nice shot from Keely Duncan.
Wonderful shot.
15-3.
Yeah, I agree, Will. I don't mind going around the corner guard. I just think with those 2 rocks being welded on the button, it's going to take probably 2 rocks to get rid of both of them. So something you have to maybe pay attention to if you're Team Richards. But getting the result they want, getting Georgia Kapitko to peel the corner here.
For a moment, Holly talked about playing the slash on that yellow on the 12-foot there, but I think if it over curls for any reason and you don't eliminate a blue there, there'd be a lot of negatives to that. So I really like the call to just peel the guard there. I think that was the right call.
I don't mind just bumping it. Yeah. Hack weight. I think I've seen this path more. Hold on, sorry.
So we're hearing hack weights the call.
Yeah, I think with Holly peeling that corner guard, I get why you do that. You're up 3, but it does potentially bring 3 into play now for Gracelyn Richards if she makes this, if Keely Duncan can make this really good. Got to make sure you get to the face of this yellow, though. And unfortunately, she will roll right out. So that's a big missed opportunity there for Keely Duncan. And now it's Halfley with a chance to hit and lie 4.
Yeah, I just don't want to woof. If we do, we do, right? Like, yeah. Little roll towards center. Little roll. Give me less.
What does woof mean, John?
Well, I think she just was a little bit worried for a second that this might jam on the blue one at the back. And I think that was why. Gotcha. I think that's so she was just like, oh, woof, but then realized like, oh, wait, actually, that's not a big deal.
So, gotcha.
Yeah, that's my guess anyway. Otherwise, who knows? You know, we've seen teams in BC over the years. Tyler Tardy, maybe the prime example of using curling terms no one's ever heard of before. And maybe that's one for Team Halfley that we don't know either.
10. Nice. 10-5.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Natalie.
Whoa.
You're good. Nat a little.
Just clean.
Nice call.
And Holly makes no mistake, so it is Halfley lying 4 without hammer here in the 8th. And if you're Team Halfley, you got to be feeling pretty good right now. Not really a great chance here for Richards to score 2 unless she can make this freeze absolutely dead perfect.
And the thing for Team Richards here, John, is even if it's not made perfect, really want to make sure you're at least shot rock here. So Team Halfley has to go after it, and we'll make your last shot as easy as possible.
Max. Okay.
Line's good.
Whoa.
This looks a little bit short here. And this is starting to get into the danger zone here for Team Richards.
Yeah, right up here.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, pop it in the path.
No.
Not really. Here?
Yeah.
In the path.
Yeah. I like completely buried. If we do, I like staying out.
Buried or out?
Top 8. Like barely biting.
Yeah, barely biting top 8, hey?
I like that.
So we heard there, Holly Halfley just going to try and put this in the front of the house. in the top 8, just to make Gracelyn Richards' draw even tougher and to get another counter in the rings. So final stone here for Holly Hafley in the 8.
My hair up, guys.
No. Just clean.
No.
It's good.
You're good. No.
Might be a little up.
No. No.
Top 8.
Make sure it's there, guys. Whoa, 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 whoa. No.
Nice hole.
So nice
I was just
spot
tight.
there for Holly Hafley.
It would have been a good spot, just like probably a couple inches over.
So you're hearing Holly there describe, if that rock's a little more to the right, the draw is a lot harder than it is right now. So if you move that a whole rock to the left from on the screen you're looking at right now, this draw to the button would have been a whole lot harder. And so that's what she's talking about there. She was just hoping for that to be in a slightly different spot, but pretty close, and tough shot here for Gracelyn Richards, but she's been up to the task many times in this game with these draws.
Yeah, huge shot here. Facing 5. Gracelyn Richards needs to find the button to keep this game
Felt
alive.
okay. Easy. No, no, no then. Curl. No, wait, line's good. Rub it if you need to.
This looks heavy. This
Sit.
looks heavy. And it is just a little bit heavy.
Good.
So that'll be 1 for Holly Hafley. She will take a 4-point lead into the 9th end. When we come back, you're watching the U21 Provincial Women's Final live from Comox Valley Curling Club. Welcome back, curling fans. John Cullen alongside Will Sutton. It is the 9th end of the women's U21 final. Holly Hafley against Gracelyn Richards. And Will, you know, we went into that 5th end all tied up, but in this second half of the game, it's been all Hafley all the time.
Absolutely, John, and it's been the whole lineup in the last half of this game, really getting more comfortable out here on the ice and getting better as the game's gone on. So hats off to Team Hafley for doing that so far in the game, and Team Richards going to have to do their best to put some pressure on Team Hafley, and unfortunately their first corner guard of the end snuck in the ring, so they're going to have to get creative here in the 9th end to come back.
Yeah, certainly when you're down 4, you hate to see that first one slide into the rings. Unfortunate for Carly Hardy. She's had a really good game, but just slid that one into the rings. And so, yeah, an opportunity here for Halfley to once again exercise some control. And I like what you said, Will. It has been really up and down the lineup. Holly Halfley herself making 2 great shots to get the 2 and 6. Hannah O'Neill making 2 fantastic hit and rolls last end to get things set up. And Georgia Kapitko and Natalie Halfley have been excellent as well. So it's really been up and down the lineup here for both of these two, for this ladies team. And they're, you know, maybe have one hand on the trophy as it stands right now.
Yeah, you're good at mine. Okay, that's good. That works, Hannah.
So a little heavy from Hannah there. They were looking for that to be in the top 12. So opportunity now for Richards perhaps to get a second corner guard up.
No, no, no. Yep, yeah, yes, yep. Curl. Yeah, go curl. You can go. Yep. Oh, okay, you're good. Good, good, good. Let's just take one right now.
Get one of them out.
Kill.
Do you like this one? Yeah. No, this one.
Yep. Yes. Try to roll it away, Nat. Roll it away, roll it away, roll it. Okay.
So opportunity maybe knocking at the door here a little bit, Will, as Hannah O'Neill stuffs that peel. And there's a couple rocks out front here now for Graceland to work with.
Absolutely. We've seen it a little bit throughout this game. Some struggles with hits for Hannah O'Neill, and that one in particular, they're a little bit more of a struggle. So a couple of guards up and chance for Team Richards.
Okay.
Little surprised with the weight call here. No need to remove this yellow rock from play. So not the wrong weight call, but another approach would be to play something a little softer based on the scoreboard.
Got to get through this port and got to stick around. Great sweep from Carly Hardy, but unfortunately, I think this is wide open here for Georgia Kapitko.
Okay, I still like peel.
Yeah, I like that because if you just get the peel, that's fine too. That.
Yep. Yep.
So based on the goal this end for Team Richards, we assume it was the score 2. Life's pretty good right now. So playing the corner guard here. Another option, John, would be to go around that center guard now. But this isn't the wrong call either. But I think if this guard isn't made perfectly, Team Halfley will be smart to play a takeout on that rock in the rings. Little surprised this one wasn't played around the guard.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as you guard your own here, you're probably okay, because the worry here is that Team Halfley pivots and comes around the center guard and you know, quote unquote beats you to it. You know, that's the main issue, but she's never going to do that. She's never going to do that up 4. Now, unfortunately for Keely Duncan, she slides a little deep here, so this will allow Georgia an opportunity to make a double and really eliminate the threat. But yeah, again, I don't mind the corner guard. He just had to be a little bit higher than Keely was.
Okay.
And a great shot from Georgia Kapitko, making no mistake. And so it's Halfley once again lying 2 without hammer here in the 9th.
Yeah, it's all good. You're a 9.
Yeah, Georgia Kapitko having a great game and throwing the rock technically well, whether it's a draw or a high hard one like that. Nice clean release and very good line of delivery.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good. Really nice to watch.
3.
No, switch. Switch, Grace. Okay, leave it. Whoa. Leave it there. Yeah,
So
yeah,
just
yeah.
a
Go,
little
go.
light here for Keeley.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a case where they're going to need both of Graceland's rocks to count in order to keep themselves in this game.
The hair last, right in mid-12. Should draw. Should be good, guys. We want to stay top, though, never back.
So Holly Hapley electing not to peel here and is just going to try and end the game right here with a draw.
And I think the appropriate call, it's would have to be a double peel really that you make there to take a draw away. So unfortunately a little heavy here and going to give Team Richards a chance, but like the call from Holly there.
A little bit more. We can err on being
Absolutely.
out of the house if we need to. Shoot. It did look light out of my hand. I thought I gave it to a little as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like the call a lot. Unfortunately for Holly, she slides just a smidge deep, so Graceland will have the opportunity to freeze on it.
Yeah.
What do you want? A spot grab.
You got to be on the button. Try and carve it past the guard, so we're on the inside of the yellow.
Okay, you got it. Right out to it.
So big shot here for Graceland. Absolutely needs to have 2 in this end, and this is the first step on that path. Looking to freeze this one.
It's all good.
Gotta go 8. Gotta go 20.
Marley's rock the whole way.
8.
Swip. Grace. Hard. Curl it.
And Graceland comes a little light, so
Well, yeah, we're 2, I think. We're definitely 2.
I'd say just.
So do you want to put that here?
I think if I'm Holly, yeah, I do exactly that. Where Georgia has her broom, I think you just do the same shot, and it's going to be very difficult for Graceland to score.
You can see a little bit, like less
I
than
agree,
a quarter.
John.
Same shot, yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you need to guard the other draw path because then she just throws the same intern she just threw and it's there for 1. So you make this and I don't know how Graceland scores. It'd be really, really hard.
Like where you want to be.
So
Right on top.
could
of
be a potential game-winning shot here, Will.
Better.
Yeah, even if we're like up here, like that's fine.
Oh, it's almost completely buried.
Yeah, you can see less than a quarter.
Do we like this shot? Or do we want
I
to
like
try
it,
to even be light on this side?
I think this side, let her try to make the draw on this side. She
Okay.
doesn't throw it on this
Okay.
side.
Yeah, I like this.
I do too, Holly. For whatever that's worth. Final stone here in the 9th end
On
for
the same page.
Yep,
Close to same
Holly
depth.
Hapley.
So maybe
Already
air
sitting
more.
2, looking to sit a
Air more.
3rd.
Looks good.
Looks more.
Copy.
No.
Wait there.
Oh, you have
Right
room.
there.
No. Hard. Hard.
Got to get it by this top one.
Oh, no roll.
Okay.
They won't, but it does eliminate
Still
that
has a
draw
sitting
for
two.
Graceland.
Was I tight again? Shoot.
It's all good.
Weight would have been perfect. The weight would have been perfect again. It's one of
She's gotta
those
draw the side that she hasn't.
repeats of my
Done yet this end.
2 ends ago. Okay. Right to the pin.
So
Just a little
Gracelyn
more.
Richards needs to find
Little more.
at least half of the button here to count 1. So good position to be in if you're Holly Halfley. Final stone. 9th end, drawing to keep
No
this
line.
game going.
It's Carly's rock. Line's good. Carly's rock.
Gotta go, Bet. Gotta go. Keels, help. Keels. Keely. Keely.
And that will come short of the house, so that's it. It's going to be a jam loops in Kamloops. Holly Halfley, what a phenomenal second half of the game and an 8-3 victory. You are looking at your BC U21 Women's Champions.
Good game, Jordan. Congrats. Good luck, guys.
What a game by Team Halfley, and congrats to the whole team and their coach. Off to the Nationals.
I'm just sitting here anxiously waiting for them to celebrate, and they're more concerned with kicking the rocks off the sheet. They're just too nice. We'll be back with an interview with Holly Halfley right after this. Hello, curling fans. Welcome back. We just saw the conclusion of the U21 women's final. Holly Halfley emerging victorious. She is with me now. And Holly, that might have been the most polite celebration I've ever seen in my life. You're like, do we need to bring the rocks back down to the other end, or what's happening? I mean, be a little bit, how you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm feeling really good. I'm honestly kind of, it hasn't settled in yet. I'm, yeah, I can't even explain it right now because it's not like settling in at all yet.
That's okay. You know, take your time, let it settle in. I mean, you know, just a fantastic game. Tell me a little bit about your team, because, you know, the second half of the game, it was 3-3 after the fifth end break. And then in the second half, your team just absolutely dominated. Tell me a little bit about your team and what that effort meant to you.
Well, we really just focused on communicating, and it went really well with communicating after those, after we were tied. So, we just focused really hard on making sure everybody could hear, though it's not really hard to hear on ice when there's nobody else here. But yeah, we just focused a lot on communicating and just getting our weight down.
Well, you certainly did that. You communicated great. You had your weight down. You're now off to the Canadian National U21 Championships in Stratford. Tell me a little bit about what you're going to do over the next month to get ready for that.
We're definitely going to be practicing a lot. We already play practice 5 days a week at least. So we'll continue with our normal, and yeah, we'll just do that.
All right. Well, wonderful. Congratulations. You were fantastic today. We're all looking forward to seeing you at the Nationals. Go enjoy that trophy. Congratulations, Holly, and best of luck in Stratford.
Thank you.
So we get a look here. Holly gets to skate over and enjoy this trophy presentation from the Kamloops Curling Club. Skip Holly Hafeli, third Georgia Kapitko, second Hannah O'Neill, lead Natalie Hafeli, fifth Aaron Zerfis, and the coach Monica McCarr, and the Owl, I guess, is the sixth player there. So phenomenal job, a great final, 9-3 winners. Holly Hafeli over Gracelyn Richards. As we said, they will be heading off to Stratford to represent BC at the U21 Nationals. A phenomenal game and a phenomenal victory for these girls, and there you go. A great look at that trophy. So thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to all the crew here, everybody behind the scenes at Curl BC making this happen. For Will Sutton, I'm John Cullen. Thanks for tuning in. And again, best of luck to Holly Hafeli in Stratford. See you all here back very soon.